Haikyuu is one of the greatest sports manga for several reasons. Its ability to fuse character development with power development is one of them. Haikyuu frequently rewards a character with a new skill or ability after a character arc, and it ties flashbacks and character development to a highlight for said character. Haikyuu characters gain new moves when they develop as characters. Their abilities are also somewhat tied to their arcs. First are Azumane and Nishinoya. In the past, Karasuna lost to Dateko. During that match, Azumane was constantly shut down with blocks, and Nishinoya was unable to stop the balls from hitting the ground. This caused Azumane to stop calling for the ball out of fear and quit the team, afraid of being blocked again and letting down his team. In the present, when he regains the courage to play again and call for the ball, he and Nishinoya are rewarded with new moves. Nishinoya is now able to receive the blocked spikes that he couldn't before, and Azumane is able to spike through walls. Next is Kageyama. After their minus tempo quick is blocked by Seijo, costing them the match, Kageyama is forced to reflect. Hinata wants to change up the quick, but Kageyama wants it to stay the same, resulting in them fighting. Oikawa tells Kageyama that he's acting like a dictator and that Hinata is the one in control of their quick. When Kageyama decides to work with Hinata rather than use him as a weapon, the two are rewarded with a new move, which is a quick in which Kageyama's toss falls on Hinata's spiking zone, giving him the time to decide how he attacks. His second instance of this comes after the National Youth Training Camp. Thanks to Oikawa, Kageyama now tosses to his spikers the way they want it set. Atsumu makes fun of him, calling him a goody two-shoes because of this. During a practice match with Dateko, he continues setting comfortable balls to his spikers, but they aren't performing very well. This causes Kageyama to temporarily revert to his old self, to his dismay, but Hinata tells him that he doesn't care if he's the king or not. This development of Kageyama finding a balance between being a king and not gives him the new move of Tsukishima's higher spike, where Kageyama tosses higher than Tsuki's normal spiking height, forcing the latter to jump higher. Tying together improvement in character and improvement in abilities is amazingly poetic, and it executes a message without being blunt by rewarding the learning of a specific lesson with a new move. This also makes both the lesson and the move more impactful and memorable. Haikyuu also ties character development and flashbacks into highlights of its characters. Tsukishima began as a character who didn't really care about volleyball, and he stayed like this until his highlight against Shiratorizawa. Before he blocks Ushiwaka, he has a flashback to Bokuto telling him that it takes one moment to start loving volleyball. When he blocks the spike and scores the point, Tsuki, for the first time in the story, celebrates, having finally experienced that one moment and gaining a love for the sport. Against Inarizaki, Tanaka was being constantly shut down, and this caused him to start feeling down and unsure of himself. Right before his highlight, he has a monologue about being average and keeping his head up, along with a flashback of him telling Amanai to keep trying. Suna, the blocker who has been keeping him down, goes to block Tanaka, but he spikes with an ultra-sharp cut shot, scoring a point and ending his bad streak. Showing a flashback or character development right before a highlight increases the anticipation for the upcoming scene and the audience's appreciation for the character, which makes the highlight even more gratifying. Like with the new moves, fusing these elements together makes the flashback or development and the highlight more impactful and memorable. In conclusion, these tricks work perfectly for Haikyuu because sports manga thrive off of excitement and coolness, and these two writing techniques are perfect tools for creating adrenaline rushing scenes.